Small-town business owners Wyatt and Lance Bush teamed together to form Craven Customs, a father and son duo scavenging the web along with the Northeast Texas woods in search of rusty relics. While buying and building on a budget, they recreate and preserve hidden patina, giving each one a story of its own. Chasing their passion, they're giving the past a future, saving lost dreams one vehicle at a time. With help from God, these guys are Turnin Rust.
Kind of makes you wonder how in the world or why in the world something got parked out here in the middle of nowhere like this.
Yeah. And it may not have been in the middle of nowhere back then.
Yeah, that's true. I knew there was some trees around it, but man, those things are huge. Good grief, this one's done smashed in the quarter panel over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's grown into the quarter panel.
Yeah.
This thing had to been out here 40 years or so, I would say.
You had to be pinched in amongst
Oh
these
my
trees?
gosh, look at this. The whole front bumper, a tree's grown through the bumper. What would have been a little 2-inch spot is now a
Yeah.
foot and a half.
Yep. And it ain't like it's just barely grown in it. It's
This is going to be a lot more of a job than what I was thinking it was going to be. Pushed in the fender here. Wow, it's done grown into the wheel there.
Oh, it sure has.
I bet you this one's going to have to come down. And it's the biggest one that's around it.
Right.
That one may have to come down too. It's kind of got it wedged in there, don't it?
Yeah. Of course, I don't know if you could get it to twitch just a little bit.
Is that a V4?
Oh, yeah.
Surely not. Probably just the way they made the emblem. Well, I don't even know where you start on something like this. I mean, I'd hate to have to cut those down because those things are huge. I knew we were going to have to trim some stuff, but I was expecting, you know, just some little 6 inches or so, 6 to 8 inches, not a 2-footer. But you know that wheel's probably stuck into the base of that trunk. I don't know if we get some jacks and just try to jack the car up and see if it'll at least move any.
We can. At least the trees, like I say, they're kind of growing away from it, so.
If any of them hasn't intimidated me, this one's it. Pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Well, let's grab some jacks and see what it does or don't do, I guess. Try to see if it'll even move out of the ground, or if we just hear metal crunching, make a decision from there.
Right.
Try to get that front bumper off there loose. Huh. Hey, we're gonna need a big hammer.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have issues back here too, because I've got to figure out how to, if I try right there, the bumper's bending like that. If I go further up underneath, then the bracket that holds the hitch is starting to bow upwards.
So obviously it's done pretty bad.
Yeah, and there's a gas tank that's right there that we can't get up underneath, so thought maybe we could get up underneath the axle maybe. I'm gonna have to dig out some.
Probably get over here on the underneath the body maybe. Just right here on the pinch weld.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a good jack spot right there. I mean, it's not really lifting it.
I figured it'd be better if this side come up and then go that way then.
Yeah, it might be.
So that I think I can get some dirt out from underneath and get to that axle. We're gonna have to come towards this side.
Come on, pop just loose or something. That ain't trying.
That may have more of a grip on it than what it seems like. Doesn't really feel like it. It goes way on down in there, but surely we can get something and just kind of.
You want to try that real quick?
I think so.
I'll grab a saw.
Start.
Got pretty close. Well, I can definitely tell that was around it. It's gonna take that for a souvenir, but ouch.
You need me to come back and get a little bit more of it?
What do you think?
I think so. I think
Okay.
maybe if I can kind of get right
Cut a
in.
little wider, yeah. Boy, it had a bite, didn't it?
Yeah. Looks like most of it maybe just, low there. That.
I don't know if we try that just to see. I mean, it definitely got the piece that was going back in around the quarter panel.
Yeah.
Let's try to jack that and see if that does anything different. Keep going. I think I see it moving up. Yep, there it went. Cool. Will it still go? Yep. It's talking to us.
Robin's racing.
Oh,
it
praise
goes.
God. Yep. Man, Dad, you messed that quarter panel up.
Chainsaw hit it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go grab some boards. Wish I could get it like that. I mean, honestly, that right there though may work. It's gonna hit that wheel. I mean, that'll help it. It ain't gonna drop down a lot.
See what it is?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that definitely has that. I wish we could pull it that way now, but I wish that front end would. You think get up front on this side and try to jack it up just to see if it would.
Might try it, yeah.
That wheel's stuck, ain't it?
Yeah. We are pulled away from this tree up here, but it's.
Keep hoping it'll go pop. And a good pop.
Yeah. Right now it's kind
Yeah,
of
it's pulled away from that, ain't it?
Yeah. Kind of flared that, but I mean.
Yeah,
It's
that was
gotta-
like that earlier.
Yeah.
Whenever. And if that suspension's still, oh, I hear something. That's about all the jack I can get out of it. What if we hook a chain to this right now? Hook to that tree, leave that jack up underneath there maybe, and just try to see if this back end will slide this way some.
We can. If it'll slide this way some and get away from that tree, then it gives us more options.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's hook a chain around that and try to use that chain hoist. Is it moving it?
Yeah, it's coming your way. Yeah, if we
Go
can.
to the other side. Man, I don't know.
Hit it one more time or two. I thought I'd seen it moving, but it's not.
Something's moving. I mean,
It's
I'm still
collapsing
thinking.
on the tire.
Huh?
The chain's collapsing around the tire.
So we ain't making no headway, huh?
Nah.
Think that tree's gonna have to come down over there?
I'm afraid so. I mean, it's.
And like I said, it's this bumper and stuff still. I mean, we're loose here, but we're also just dragging all that corner into that. It's like it needs to go backwards too. There's no telling what's grown up in there. Yeah, that thing's gonna be grown into that wheel. Reach your hand, look. It looks like it did like the same thing.
Yeah, curled over it. Yeah.
Curled up over it.
I can kind of see it there.
And I don't think, I mean.
It would have to come backwards.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it's tapering down there. But there's no telling how it may be grown underneath it also there.
So unfortunately, me and Dad have probably made it about as far as we can on this old car today. But fortunately, we made it a little further than I expected we would. I never thought it was going to have trees this big up around it. I mean, we were ready and prepared to cut down some little 6 to 8 inchers, but these things are massive. So we did just about everything we could to avoid trying to cut down a tree. We were able to pull the car sideways away from the quarter panel back here, but that biggest front tree on that front wheel, it's just got a death grip on it. So unfortunately, that tree right there is going to have to come down. So I'm just going to get a hold of my friend Cody, who has a tree trimming business, have him come out here, cut that tree down, hopefully grind the stump around the wheel there, and then maybe we can just pull it out and just try to see what obstacles come up next. Well, I'll show you what we got going on here. We got this one pulled away.
Yeah,
you can tell
a little bit of distance.
Quite a bit of damage, but up here here's a problem we're running into. And I'd say it's a pretty big problem.
We don't want to lose the bumper.
I think this is where the car stopped though when it hit. It just
yeah, that's what it looks like, huh? We may have to cut that.
Into it.
I don't know about this one. I can cut that if I need to, but this tree over here, the whole stinking wheel is grown up into the trunk of the tree there.
Man, yeah, it has. This car has been here for a long time. What kind of car is this?
It's an old SAAB, I think from like the 60s or something. Supposedly it was running when they parked it out here, and I don't think none of this was here when they parked it out here.
No, I don't think so. These trees grow fast.
But we trimmed a little bit from that tree. It had wrapped around the quarter panel, and we were able to kind of jack it up and move it around, but it is not budging on that wheel right there.
No, I'm afraid not. Well, the best plan of action that I have is that we're going to clean all this out behind here so you have obviously a place to get the tree out, but we are going to have to cut these down. Of course, we can crash them away and not hurt the car at all, but yeah, they're definitely going to have to come down. We brought the stump grinder so that we can kind of grind a little bit of this away to kind of help free it up as well. And just kind of go from there.
Yeah.
So
I think if we could, I mean, if you can get it cut low, that stump grinder should definitely help. And I mean, I can chisel away with something too. That's kind of what we had to do on that. Just take a chisel and start breaking it up.
Yeah.
But
breaking chunks of the stump off.
It's did quite a bit of damage to the car. But yeah, if you can keep it from falling on it, that'd be great.
Oh yeah. I think we can manage that.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Cody Estrada. I am the owner and operator of Roselle Tree Service. Lance called us out here today because he's got a car that I don't know much about, but it's stuck in these trees, and that part I do know a lot about. So we're going to help him free this car up and see if we can't come up with a game plan to where he can maybe get it out and get some use out of it. Zach, I'm gonna go right there.
Hydraulics brake.
We talked about yesterday whether or not we wanted to go ahead and replace both or just the one that was broke.
Yeah.
We replaced the one that was broke only.
Yeah. Hey, it looks about like ours. Well,
why didn't you bring it down?
I don't know. I actually saw it sitting there and I was like, well, I heard the sound and I thought, well.
Think we can just kind of shove them out of the way, just make a path?
Yeah. Oh, man. I wonder if we could strap that up some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, we can't really pull the old one off.
No.
Dump hydraulics through there well. When you get belling, I'll go get the wire out of the truck.
I got some straps if you...
You got a strap. That'd probably work better than the baling wire. I think it'll last longer. All right, well, we can at least drag this stuff out of the way. So, a little bit of a setback with the grapple, but we can still make use of the tractor and I think still get y'all taken care of. We need to get this tree out of the way, so we will likely crash it kind of back that way, out of the way. Put a good notch in it, kind of clean that off.
Yeah.
And the next plan, this tree, the way it kind of grows, it almost kind of forks. We'll take the smaller fork, go that way, this big one, go this way. That one may not be in the way for now. I don't see any reason to mess with it. So we'll worry about these three and then see if we can't figure out a way to get the stump grinder in here, going this direction. And
yeah, I think if we can get the car to twist too, brought another chain hoist where we can pull this way and that way. That front tree may not be a problem other than the bumper.
Yeah, the bumper.
I can cut the bumper if I have to, because you ain't going to salvage that thing no how.
No, I don't think so. All right. Well, we will get to work. See you, saw. Yeah. I'm gonna move the tractor and then cut down this other tree. Lance, you're gonna have to wash the car. I'm sorry.
Think it's gonna come out of there?
Yeah.
That dent wasn't there when you started.
Hey now. Maybe just a little bit more cutting.
It looks less intimidating, that's for sure.
Yeah. I thought we'd just kind of whittle pieces off as much as I can until we can't no more.
What does that front tree look like? Is it, think we're gonna have to mess with it or just cut the bumper?
I think your bumper is the only thing that's held up in it. I can see underneath the quarter panel right here. I don't know.
I think I'll go grab a Sawzall real quick then and cut that off.
Yeah, I don't see any way around that because we're definitely gonna have to cut that off at least.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna keep working on this for a minute.
All right. Yeah, someone's always going to wonder what the story is behind this chrome in the trunk of this tree.
It's going to be there a while.
I got a big old hammer too that we can try to smack.
Well, I'm trying not to pry it against the car.
Right.
I think this is where the big snake is.
Yeah. What's bad is I'm not sure if there ain't a smaller tree growing up underneath this car too.
Really?
Yeah.
I think this is all freed up now where I can just cut right down in there and that big chunk will come off.
Okay.
It almost wants to come off, but I just don't want to pry against it too much.
Yeah. Karate kick it. There she is. Wow, I don't know. It is kind of into that tree a little bit, ain't it? But it may pull apart.
Yeah. Sorry, turn this off.
There's the end of that bumper.
There's your end of your bumper.
Well, it's going to have to because that bumper, if the bumper's still attached to the car.
Oh, yeah, because that's...
Surely it's not, though.
It's grown between the bumper and the tree.
Surely it's ripped off the bracket.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can't keep cutting chunks of this out so we can free it up.
I'm gonna go grab that bigger, bigger hammer where we can smack at that too.
Definitely got the tire on that one.
It's just attached to the tire just as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Good in there.
Oh. Yeah, you'd think it'd hit that and just say, well, I'll grow a different direction. Something a little bit
No, I just moved right up into it. Oh, golly. Yeah.
Let me try to do this real quick.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, you're hitting the wheel there. Yeah. Yeah, I'd keep going down low like you were, because you were hitting the wheel right there.
Let's try to straighten my thing. Probably won't, but.
May I hold it?
That's up to you. Yeah, grab it real quick.
Oh yeah.
Keep going.
All right, now I think I'll stop there. Let me see your hammer.
Yeah, you probably didn't know you were gonna have to whittle.
I always whittle while I work. If I can get it right there. Oh, golly.
Hoping I'll hit it so hard the car will flip up out of here.
The big stuff went quick. It's this whittle stuff that's taking so long.
He's been waiting to say that.
No, it's just waiting for the right time.
I don't know if we can get that out now.
You know, I could try to cut on the inside right there, just a little bit. I mean, we're not obviously worried about hitting the tire.
Yeah, as long as it
And I think I
keeps
can
you safe
avoid.
and don't mess up your gear.
Chainsaw chains are pretty cheap.
I'm gonna try to get that out, or is it fine?
Probably. Let's try to get it out.
Okay. So we pretty much got this tree that was on the side wheel cut out of the way, but this front tree is still holding into the bumper pretty well. So we're going to go ahead and try to cut it down also. That's pretty much knocking out all the trees around the car besides the one on the quarter panel. And hopefully that will be one of the few we don't have to take down from here. Something did, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw the whole thing
Dropped.
move down just a little bit. Yeah, it's not loose by any means, but we're
Close.
yeah.
Well,
All we like is finishing up.
That's right. Let me see your hammer. Oh, ow. Nope, that didn't work. Oh man.
there's the bumper.
Yeah, yeah, that is the whole bumper.
Send that off to get it re-chromed.
I think it's still attached to that side piece.
So our chrome bumper's got too much wood grain.
Yeah,
Still attached over there.
yeah.
Can I cut that? Is it rusty enough to break off?
I thought it would be.
Yeah.
You'd think it would be.
Keep flipping it that way, maybe.
There it goes.
First official chrome tree hugger I've ever seen.
There's your bumper.
It's pretty cool. Well, that'll be something I want to bring back to the shop with us.
So somewhere About right there is going to be your piece. That's a part of the car now. Hey, you're moving the whole car.
That wheel is still not moving.
You know, if I start to bend anything or dent something, scratch the paint.
Let's see what's left.
That's what I was trying to see, if that maybe I can see where that's attached.
I might be able to cut right there. A couple little pieces right there, but
see or feel where that piece of the bumper bracket is. I think I do. If it is, it's growing into it for sure. There's some right in there.
yeah, it's loose. Except for that wheel.
Yeah, that wheel is still solid.
Front is loose, except for this one wheel. Here, let me get right here on this,
Okay.
on this lip, or with something. Yeah.
You want to wedge or try to use this side to...
Yeah, it's coming loose.
I bet that hubcap will almost come off now.
I should have been a dentist.
Not if you're pulling teeth like that.
I'm not, I'm feeling them right now. You gotta get them loose before you can pull them.
Won't come out of there.
Still 33% stuck.
Don't like much, but it likes that much. Bet you could maybe get down there like that.
So can you get to that fourth bolt on the bottom?
Can you hammer it?
That's it right there, that's hung on.
No, it's right there.
Oh, there's 5 of them.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, there's one right
Oh, it is.
Oh, that's why I can't. It can't move because the trunk's there, I guess. There's no way to come this way. My goodness. There it is. Phew. So,
Little
here's
taco.
5-lug wheel. All I've got is a 3/8 ratchet set. You got anything?
I didn't bring any tools.
Nothing?
Yeah, unfortunately, my tools go from one truck to the other and don't always make it into the truck we're
Let me
in.
go grab it and see. Maybe they won't, for some reason, be too tight. Yeah, they're pretty loose. Well, praise God. Everything else
No
is
kidding.
just a struggle. All that moisture in that tree kept them lubricated.
Well, they didn't put them on very tight back then, did they?
Really good luck then.
You didn't have to if you had hubcaps like that.
These ones may be a
Teardown.
different story.
Oh yeah.
If we get this off, do we want to hook a chain hoist to the front side, pull
Yeah,
it
we'll
that
have
way?
to go that way just a
and
little
maybe
bit.
pull the back end this way?
Yeah, that little right there, gotta come out. We gotta go at least 16 feet.
Did you
Couple
look up underneath the car to make sure that there wasn't anything else growing up underneath?
I looked a while ago and I didn't see anything. I thought I seen something the other day, but I don't see it now. So
Whoever thought you'd have to unbolt a tree from your car?
Well,
that's worse than one of them little where you're in the parking spot and you shouldn't be, and they lock you down. Yeah,
this is how it
that's
works.
what happened
This
here.
is what
Yeah.
happened.
This is country version.
Yep.
That's got it out of there. I'm gonna hook the chain to that big old tree on this front side, I think, and then maybe just kind of pull it and make it go.
You might be able to just go to this little tree right here at the base of it.
Yeah.
If it's, unless you need to pull backwards that way.
Yeah. Just needs to kind of turn counterclockwise a little bit, I think.
Yeah, car's moving.
Is it?
Car is moving. Oh yeah. You're out of the wheel.
I don't feel like it. Like it's moving much.
A little bit more to go. Yeah.
Yeah, you've moved in almost 3 inches probably.
All right.
A little over 2.
I'm gonna check on this back here, make sure we're not getting back into it.
Watch that chain.
Yeah. Is yours pulling too?
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it's moving a lot.
Yeah, he's moving.
Whew.
Your
Mine's tight.
progress has stopped.
Yeah, mine's tight.
That may be where that tree's growing up underneath the bottom of it, into the engine bay.
Keep pulling your way. You got the stronger come on. I see it twisting, but ooh,
Whoa.
something's not moving like it needs to.
That front needs to go that way. I think we're probably trying to get into that wheel now.
Yeah, let me see if I can get this jack up underneath it, see if it's something hanging there. Coming now, ain't it?
Yeah, you're moving.
Yeah. There's a big old root or something over there, coming up over there on your side by the
I see that, yeah.
huge root. Looks like
Let me reach up in there.
Up into
going
the,
up into the engine bay.
Really?
Yeah. At least there's a lot of dirt
Well,
around
it's
it. I
not-
can't tell a whole lot.
It broke, unless I'm
broke.
looking at a different spot.
That's the only place I see anything.
I don't see anything.
I'm gonna put that block of wood up underneath there, maybe to allow it to kind of slide on it.
I wish I had a piece I could stick right here up underneath this hub and let it slide with it.
You get a piece of wood. I mean,
I've got a board in the truck.
you got several pieces of these limbs around here we can cut you.
You can go up a little more.
Go up a little more.
Yeah.
He's got that block.
What are you trying to do?
Get this
that
board
piece
up
of
underneath
wood.
it so it don't drop into the dirt and slide, and maybe it'll slide across it.
Wheel. Can't find a good spot to lift from now.
Yeah. Scared me.
Keep going.
Not even my arm. No, hold on.
If you could slide that board the other way, Dad, will it not? Because we'll have to go backwards for too long.
There you go. He's got it up underneath the hub now.
That work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think maybe try to crank that one a little bit more, get it away from that tree, and then go straight backwards with it.
You got about 4 inches now.
You think we can hook to your tractor and just try to pull it out?
I don't see why not. Well,
Be a lot easier than these things. Get it out there where we can have more room to get it on the trailer, hopefully.
You got 2 options. We can use the front end. I can lift with that, but it's going to be prying on places we should, or I can turn around, hook to the ball.
I think we'll turn around and just try to drag it out.
Let me get turned around.
This wheel's rolling.
Huh?
This wheel's actually rolling.
Really?
Yeah.
This one's not.
Turn now.
We can turn that one?
Yeah.
Back one's still not. So.
Keep going.
Plowing a little garden here for you.
Works for me. That works for me. Appreciate the help, man.
Man, I'm glad to help.
We couldn't have done it without you. Ain't no way you did all the work today.
Oh, now come on. It was a joint effort.
Yeah. I still got to try to get the wheel out too, so.
That's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little skeptical when we showed up to look at it. You had told me about it, but it's hard for me to imagine how it's all gonna work out, but it just took a little time. And
right. Yeah, I think that front tree on that bumper was a little bit of a problem with not getting it out the first time.
No kidding. Well, man, I think we're gonna load up and head back to Paris.
Sounds good, man. I'm gonna get this thing winched on the trailer and head back to Bogota. find the latch here. I'm not sure, but I think this thing may open funky. I think it actually swings to the front, but I'm not sure. Looks like it just opens up here though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Have to try to pry at it. It's got some kind of a latch right there in the center of it.
That one.
Popped out, broke out, something.
Something happened.
Now, there it goes. Yeah, that's a weird design there. Oh yeah, of course.
Watch out, there's a big hole like something's been in there recently.
It's just as bad as the Ford. Missing the radiator though, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty big hole.
Yeah.
That's a big old rat.
Yeah.
Let's try to get this hood off, I guess, where we can kind of get at all this junk a little better. Looks like there's a motor in here. At least the top half of it.
Yeah. These wires might have been a little bit more tastier. There's 4 or 5 wires chewed completely into there and missing.
Oh yeah. Come off easy. Come out there.
Just curious why the radiator's missing. No, that's not that's never a good sign.
No. Be one of the easiest hoods to take off.
There's
I just
a
said
little spacer thing there. You may want to grab right on the inside of this. Oh, you're just held in. Okay.
that one.
It's like that. That's what came off of mine when it opened up. Yeah, that hadn't seen the light of day in probably about a week.
Yeah, like I said, don't know why it's missing the radiator unless it's in the car here. I didn't see it. Whoops. Let's set it back behind here. Keep that from happening again. I don't see it inside there anywhere. Unless it could be in the trunk.
I see the shroud in there, but not.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, laying in that box.
I guess I'll go grab the wheelbarrow and some gloves and we'll start shoveling this mess out. There's not a good starting point, huh? Just
No, it doesn't look like it. I don't know if that's fur or whatever that is right there.
That's probably something from a seat inside the car or something.
Could be. Guess you want something to protect yourself with.
I think I might need a gun if that's the case. Oh, there's a battery.
Oh, yeah.
I'd have never thought it'd have had a battery that big. Figured it would probably actually be somewhere else on the car too.
Right.
I hope that maybe there's not a lot of other stuff. Look at that. It is a little, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a little V4. That's the smallest little valve cover I've ever seen.
Smaller than a lawnmower.
It looks kind of like a Volkswagen
Yeah.
valve cover. Man, this has all kinds of little nooks and crannies. And it's all packed in there tight.
Yeah. There's the oil dipstick.
Now I knew you'd find it. You always
Always get lucky.
seem to be the lucky one.
Hose going up or something. Do we want to see what the oil looks like or what it?
Yeah, if you got a clean enough spot now.
I'll try to make sure it's clean around it. And
Hopefully it's got some in it. Dark and thick, huh?
Dark and thick, and I don't know if that's rust.
It would not surprise me.
Try it again here. It's dark and it's definitely thick.
About like that Ford was.
Yep.
It's not a good sign. That don't sound good. What in the world is that?
That's the direction mine was headed.
Is that a loofah? No. I don't know what that
Curtains.
is. I just feel like we're just kind of packing it back in.
Yeah, it's just.
Let me just try to blow some of this around just to see
Okay.
if that helps us any at all. Look at that little bitty intake.
Yeah.
That thing ain't but 4 inches wide.
Yeah.
Well, every time I say this is the worst one, but
Yeah.
if there's anything that ever tops this, I think we should just walk away before we start.
Yeah.
So we've kind of got this engine compartment cleaned up about the best as we can right now. We're just kind of blowing the debris that's left in there back and forth. So we'll try to get down on there, see if it tries to turn over, and then just make a decision of what we want to do from there. It's just tightening in. I know it's going to do that.
Yeah, it's going to strip it off or whatever.
Let's pull these plugs out, get something down in it. You want to go ahead and pull the valve covers off too, since how we know how that last one was.
It won't hurt anything.
I know we're not going to be lucky enough that it's just piston stuck. I bet it's going to be everything once again.
Plugs don't look terrible. I don't know how. This may be fun too.
Ah, that one's rusted up pretty
Yeah,
bad.
mine was dry, but I mean it wasn't
Yeah,
terrible.
pretty rusty too.
Yeah.
Though.
Put them in your mouth.
Yeah. A moment of truth, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Look a lot better.
Yeah, that ain't too bad. That looks pretty good. Well, maybe we'll be stuck down in the pistons there, hopefully. Did you get both of yours out?
Yeah, I'll trade you. Watch that.
Yours looks pretty good too.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Very good compared to what we've been working with.
Well, I guess we want to get some stuff down in there, let it set
I think
for a
so.
few days or so. Keep trying it out.
Works for me.
Yeah, that one didn't look too too rusty. Yeah, let's decide what solution we want to try this time. Fill them cylinders completely up. Try it back in a couple days and see if it tries to move any at all. It may just break right over.
It may do it, yeah.
So now that we've got the spark plugs pulled out of this engine and the valve covers removed from the top end, I have to say the valve train is a whole lot better looking than what I expected when we started digging this thing out. So I don't know that we're going to be fighting a lot of problems up here on the top end, more so just the pistons being stuck and maybe the crank being stuck down there in the oil pan. So we're just going to go ahead and put some kind of a fluid down in these cylinders, fill it completely up, come back in a couple days, see if it'll turn over. Hopefully this thing will start turning over a lot quicker than some of the other ones we've messed with. I'd love to see this little V4 crank up and run. I mean, this is the first time I've ever seen one in person, and definitely the first time I've ever tried to revive one. It's still just tightening in. I don't think it's even trying. Which don't really surprise me. Nah, I'm afraid we're gonna break it off.
Definitely don't need to do that.
It's kind of weird because that crank pulley is off-centered from the block anyways.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that really works like that. But I mean, we could start pulling it apart, I guess, if we wanted to, but I wish we could get down here on the flywheel and turn it over, but it's got that pan up underneath the car.
Pan completely, I mean, enclosed, there's no way.
I'd rather not start tearing it down, but.
Right. How about trying a wheel or something, see if we can put it in gear and.
Well, if we can get it in gear is the problem though. Get it in gear and just try to work it with a ratchet or something. I have no clue really how this thing even works. It doesn't want to move nothing. And the clutch is just hard as a rock.
Nope, something moved there.
I pulled out, it went into some gear right there. I'm assuming that would be reverse though. That might be first. If you got to pull out on the little shifter thing and it like extends a little further and it went into some gear. I think it's first.
It's moving out.
Huh?
I just seen it moving out.
Did it pop back out?
Well, it moved. It didn't move much, but it did kind of come back out.
We'll jack it up and just see. Any place to put that? Go up a little bit more.
More than that, yep. Keep going just a hair more if we get off that slope. Okay. I'm good.
That should work. Just to see. Let me try to see if I can put it back in neutral, see if it even, I don't think it's moving a little bit. I think that's neutral. Will it spin?
Yeah, I can get spinach there.
Turn it. Try to see if this other wheel turns when you do that. Do it again? No, okay. Yeah, I think we can probably put it in gear here and just see if it tries. So I think that's first. Still spinning now?
Yeah, but it's got a different feel to it, but this is spinning.
What about?
Forward it will, it won't go backwards.
Now let's try to go. Well, let me try to put it in what I think is reverse. Try that.
No, it's like neutral.
Now?
It'll go forward, but it won't go backwards.
Huh. Well, whichever one you want to try.
Yeah. We'll go backwards.
I mean, other than the motor flexing some, and try to go the other way.
Okay, yeah. I just too easy that way.
Will it not go back the other way though?
I'll go the other way. Yeah, okay.
Turning over here.
I start to say something's turning. It's slipping, I guess.
Yeah, I guess transmission's turning, but it ain't. I mean, the axles and stuff are turning, but the engine's not. Try that one more time. If not, only thing I know, I mean, more than likely, it's not even going to try, but we can at least say we did it. Hook a battery on, see if the starter just kind of gives it a good
jerk. Or
don't want to break any teeth off the flywheel though. You're moving this whole front end's moving on the grill and everything. I want to try to get a battery and see if that starter, I mean the starter,
it's worth a try.
Starter may not even work. We may have to pull the starter off to get it to work again, but.
Right, but I mean, maybe something sudden and
right at that flywheel, that starter hitting it, it might help. It's worth a shot before we have to make other decisions. This is at least kind of trying, huh?
cooking.
I don't know if you can give it a little smack on there somewhere. Nothing, huh? Give it some metal on metal action just to see. Crazy. Been setting that long, but no. Sometimes that setting will help them a lot, and then sometimes it just does no good.
Right.
So we've had this thing setting almost 2 weeks now. We put the vinegar in there first, let it set a few days. Wasn't doing any good, so we pulled all that out. We filled it up with diesel and some transmission fluid, and obviously that doesn't seem like it's done any good either. So we were able to go ahead and get the car in gear, try to work it back and forth on the wheels here, but it's not wanting to do anything but just slip on the transmission there. So we did hook up the starter here. We're only getting a little click down there, which is good. It does mean that we are getting some power down there to the starter. It's just this engine's locked up and not allowing it to turn over. So now we've just got to make the decision if we want to set it out, wait a little longer, or dig into this thing and see exactly why it's locked up to where it's not wanting to turn over for us.
I mean, it could be where we do the same thing over and over anyway.
If we pull the motor out, we're probably still going to have to tear it apart
right,
up top.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of whether we do it outside here or do it inside.
Yeah,
I say just go ahead and start tearing it down. I think if we get the, get the intake pulled off, get the heads off, I think if we just are able to hit on those pistons with the oak board, kind of move it a little bit.
I think so. I'm like you. I mean, if we take it out, we're still going to probably have to tear the top end out.
Right.
Maybe this will save us the step of having to pull it out.
Let's do that then. Let's get the distributor out and try to pull that baby intake off there, I guess. But we probably want to be really careful with all these gaskets, because finding parts for this thing, I don't think is going to be very fun. So any of that stuff we can save, we need to. There it goes. Well, nothing broke. Everything still looks to be in pretty good shape on that. Gear looks pretty good on it too, so.
I'm gonna take this and
Yeah.
stick in there. I don't think we got an issue with the carburetor. Get stuff in it right
So 6 little 13 millimeters on the intake maybe. I need to get them hoses off there. Yeah, that is the littlest looking little intake. So I got all of them?
No, I've still got mine are stuck in there. I got them loose, but I don't have them out.
See that? Ford Motor Company right there. So I guess
yeah.
Ford has something to do with this little V4.
Probably so. As much trouble as we had with the last Ford.
It's got it there, don't it?
You need help?
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't mind helping me set this over on the table. It's bad. We've messed with carburetors bigger than that whole intake. Well, we did manage to salvage the intake gasket. Well, at least. Still got to get it off the heads now, though, don't we? Yeah. Lifters look good. Man, this thing doesn't look like it should be stuck like it is. It's got to be pretty rusty or down in those cylinders, or just the way they've kind of landed. Because I know one of them is like all the way down and one of them's all the way up.
I think we're just the opposite on each side here.
Let's pull these rocker arms off here, I guess.
Okay.
Golly, look at that. It looks like a golf tee. Thing's a little shorter than what I expected.
Well, you know what we can use if we
bend a push rod. And try to lay them down here in order. Guess I'm gonna have to try to get those exhaust bolts off too. May be fun. Yeah, I don't think those are gonna want to come out without breaking. Huh. I could cut them. I was noticing most of that exhaust is rusted away out up underneath the car anyway, so I think that's what might be our best bet, just to cut it rather than breaking off the cast on that head accidentally or something. Just cut it and we can fix that, you know, have new exhaust put on it if we got to. You think?
Yeah.
I'll go grab the Sawzall and cut it. I'm gonna start pulling loose my head bolts, I think.
Okay. Thought I was gonna have to go get my Sawzall license.
Let me see that battery. Ooh-wee. That one don't want to come out. that heat from that exhaust, it's probably got her locked in there. There's that if you need it. Well, we got a mess up here, don't we?
Yeah, it's not a big enough table for us. I guess before I get too far, I need to cut my hose. Did you get yours cut?
No, I got my back clamp off. I'm hoping it'll just tear apart once I start taking it off, maybe. Whew. Two of mine are not wanting to come. Did you get all yours?
No, I didn't. This side over here I hadn't tried yet because I was trying to get that.
I guess I'll try a little bit with the ratchet, but we may have to get a little heat to them. Yeah, at least it is coming. Ooh-wee, I don't know about that one there. I don't want to break it off. May see what yours does first.
Let me break mine off first. Then that way, well, we got to do it anyways. Okay, let me.
Oh, you already got those?
Yeah, okay.
Lift up off of there?
Other than that hose right there, let me see.
I figure once it lifts, so you'll...
I can pull it. Let me go ahead and just get these bolts out of there so I'm not struggling with that.
Should tear it off now or come out.
Let's see.
Bigger hammer.
Make sure I've got everything that's.
What
I've got
about those
I've got one
brackets
more
right
here.
there too?
Which
Oh
one?
wait, no, I guess
Yeah.
the head just goes right
But
there.
I do have one right there.
I guess I should keep going with it, or? I don't know the heat's gonna do.
I don't think so,
We can
because-
try it, but I mean it's gonna be down there in the threads, not on the head. That's gonna.
Right.
You want me to keep trying or just?
I mean, it's
Get
got to
some
come
heat.
out. I mean, we can put heat on it. I just think all we're going to do, well, yeah, let's put some heat on it.
Breaks off now, at least we gave it a fair try.
Come on, hang in there. Come on.
Ooh, I don't know. Thing about it is, I don't think it'll be a hard one to get out if it breaks off. It's just getting a new one.
Right.
I think I'm just gonna go with it. If it breaks, we'll figure it out. And it broke. But I think there'll still be enough sticking up that we can, you know, get down on the thread part of it. Hate that, but I think I about got mine. I'm gonna try to not mess that head gasket up. Hopefully. Yeah, kind of rough, huh?
Yeah.
Man, them pistons are pretty big.
Yeah, that's super rusty right there.
Yeah, the bottom side of that's pretty rusty too. Well, I don't know where this come off of. Little wire plug-in thing off something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, probably a good thing we went ahead and pulled it down. We didn't even have to cut those stupid things there.
Okay.
Now they look like they're going to be hard to replace. Oh well, figure that out. Man, that is bad rusty, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Golly, I don't know. That just the bore on it is really, the cylinder wall,
Right.
very pitted. Man. I took a screwdriver and kind of got up underneath like that thing and kind of
Give it a little persuasion.
I'd like to go ahead and get this intake gasket off here. Okay.
I don't know, because if I lift up on mine, this little gasket thing there, unless there's one here too, but that one's held on. But
It's the ends right there.
okay.
There you go.
What has got me held on over here?
Oh, come on.
Did you get it?
No, it's not. There it goes. Yeah, that one's even worse, ain't it?
Yeah.
What does the bottom side of this look like? Pretty bad. You know, those valves are probably stuck. If you was to hit them, they would just stick hard. Man, I don't know. How's that one look?
It's
Pitted up really bad. Mm-hmm. I think if you ever got this thing to turn over, it'd smoke like a freight train.
Yep.
Unless we can clean them cylinder walls up some.
Depending on what it looks like on the bottom side of the up ones.
I bet it's not bad. I'm gonna grab the vacuum where we can kind of clean that out and examine them a little better. As bad vacuumed out, do they?
No, but
That one does. That one looks pretty rough. But down lower, it's not as bad, is it? I think it might actually clean off there. It's kind of soft, huh?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
It's coming off. That is the weirdest design, though, the way that is. That I guarantee you, you're right. That water goes down in there.
That's where them hoses hook up right in that area. So
it just holds water in there and keeps the whole thing cool like that. That's pretty neat. Well, I guess we'll try to just keep cleaning them, spray them down with some more stuff and let them set a little longer and See if we can't persuade it with an oak board, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm glad we went ahead and tore it down some though.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we went ahead and pulled the heads off this engine. On the top part of the motor, everything looked nice and clean, but down here in the cylinders, it's a completely different story. So somehow it's got some moisture down in there that it's held over time, and they've just rusted up pretty bad. It looked like on the inside of the cylinder wall, it was really pitted up, but after we've kind of vacuumed it out, cleaned it up, it's rubbing off. So we're just gonna keep cleaning it up some more and more, and then we'll try to take like a oak piece of wood, hit it with the hammer as we're trying to turn it over, and hopefully we can get this engine to start turning over, put it all back together, and start back over from there to see what problems arise next. I don't know which ones are actually, I would think these ones here would be going down.
I would think so too.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Let's switch. Oh. I know this one right here is free because all the fluid done went
Right.
past it. Just not much to get a lot of torque on there. You know, I wonder the way, since that thing's off-centered there, there's got to be a gear or a chain or something inside there that runs to the crank.
Yeah, you would think so. I'll try to come back this other way maybe.
Come on. Is it moving some?
I thought it did.
It looked like that one come up.
Oh. Well, thanks.
Loosen it off?
Yep.
Let's try to go, if that one come up when I'm doing that, so maybe I'll go down with it going the other way.
Cause I thought I seen it move and I thought, well, maybe I'm just seeing things.
Can't tell.
Okay, let me flip back this other direction, let you knock that one again. I got it tightened again, so. Sleeve.
My finger's about to break off.
Okay.
I don't know, I think it was wishful thinking.
Yep.
Do we want to try to get on this axle again?
I think it's worth a try. I mean, we're here at
Like I said, I think we could pull that timing cover off, because I guarantee you that has to be a gear or something that runs over to the crank or a chain or something, and we're just not able to get enough torque on it anyways.
Yeah,
and
everything should be here in the center of the engine. So.
There's nowhere on this transmission you can get at the flywheel because the bottom of the car is just complete sheet metal there.
Right.
There we go. Might be able to kind of smack around on it while I try this.
You smack on it or try this? Probably smack on it, probably be better.
I don't know, whatever you think.
That's the
Woo.
Ready?
Yep.
I like that one fine.
Yeah, you can hear a little bit of a difference on that one. See the whole motor moving.
Whole motor
now,
moving,
huh?
yep.
Huh. That way. Don't do nothing. Man. Unfortunately, I feel like we're gonna have to pull that motor out of there
I think so.
to get on the flywheel.
Get on the flywheel or get on something.
We could pull the starter off, but there's no way you're gonna be able to get in there to pry at it. If we pull it out, then we can probably just get on the flywheel with something, or then maybe take the cover off.
Yeah.
Could be the cam stuck in it, or I don't know.
I feel like if we can get on that flywheel though, we can,
Oh,
we
yeah.
can get some off on it, and where we can't get it on this front
It
part.
looks like it's probably only about six or eight bolts across there, a couple motor mount bolts up here, and then we'll just
Yank
pick it out of there.
Yep.
I think that's what we're gonna have to do. So as you guys can tell, we're trying to do everything we can to get this car up and running again. And in typical Texas fashion, we were out here in short sleeve shirts yesterday and now working in snow flurries today. We got these cylinders cleaned up pretty good. A lot of that looked like it was so pitted up and just on the cylinder bore, we actually cleaned out with just a little bit of sandpaper and some steel wool. So we've got those cleaned. They've been soaking. We've tried hitting it with an oak board. Dad was able to get on this pulley up front here. That didn't seem to want to move it any. We put it in gear, got on this axle here to try to turn it over to as well, and that ain't seeming to work either. So unfortunately, I think at this point, we're just gonna have to pull the engine out where we can get on something a little bit more solid, like the flywheel, or possibly pull this timing cover off where we can get on the actual crank there. So at this point, I think we're gonna call it quits for today. It make a whole lot more sense to do this on a warmer day. We were just hoping we could make a little headway with it and move on to the next step. Kind of embarrassing to know we've even got this big old forklift to pull something like that out.
But it was hung, so.
Oh, flywheel's pretty rusty down here from sitting in all that stuff. So is the oil pan. Surprised that oil pan's about rusted plumb through. Wow, even the oil filter is here. The top of the oil filter's plumb rusted.
Oh yeah.
Clutch springs inside there. Looks like maybe they put a new clutch in it sometime before they parked it. Got paint on the springs. Guess we'll try to get it on an engine stand then and see if we can figure out a way of getting on that flywheel better. And
okay.
Hopefully that'll allow us to get it to finally turn over. May have to pull the pan off though and try to get, you know, on that crank or some of them piston rods or something and hammer on them a little bit. So we were going to try to get this massive engine onto our engine stand, but once we removed the clutch off the flywheel here, we were having trouble finding the right length of a metric bolt to allow the stand to bolt on there. So we moved on to plan B here, in which we've put a couple bolts into the back of the block here. We're hoping Dad can get some kind of a pry bar, use these bolts as leverage to just try to turn this flywheel over. Now I'm probably going to be smacking some of these pistons with this oak board as he does it. Hopefully we can just get it to move one way or the other and then just start working it back and forth. Now if we're able to get it to turn over like this, we won't have to remove the oil pan and try to mess with it from down low there. So hopefully if we can get this thing to start turning over, that'll just get us one step closer to seeing if this thing's ever going to run again.
Well, let's see what we can get here maybe. Ready?
Yep.
Nope, I seen some kind of movement.
It move?
Yep, I seen it. It just kind of like a little pop, but it did move.
Can't tell which way it's going though. All right.
Yep.
Still moving?
Yep.
I sure can't see it.
This one's come up, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks higher, don't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll keep. So these two would be coming up and these two going down, right?
Right. Yeah. Let me come back this other direction maybe. You think?
Whatever you think.
Well, or keep going now, we still got it going.
Let's keep going.
Okay.
Is it turning?
Yeah.
We ain't up here. Huh. Yeah, these have come all the way up to the top, but these are not moving at all. That's not good. Or wait, maybe they're about to.
Maybe they were at the bottom and yeah, I see that one moving just a little. I'm not able to get it.
So these ones definitely have moved quite a bit, but
Well, we can go back the other direction if you feel like that might.
no, I mean these apparently were at the bottom. Unless something's broke inside there. They've got to start coming back up. Is it still turning?
Yeah, but it's tough.
Hard.
Yeah.
I just don't see those moving. Maybe that one, but this one right here don't seem like it is. I know we're going in this direction, but I'm just going to kind of lightly go ahead. As much as these are moving, there's got to be something, it's got to be broken there. Something either broke on the, or broke rod, or broke something down in there.
I don't know, I think it's still coming. I think, because somewhere down through here they're going to have to line up even with each other as they bypass each other.
Just doesn't look like those have moved up much.
I think so. I mean, to me it does, because I guess because I'm looking at a different angle, but
Yeah.
I mean, they were deeper down in there, I believe.
Looking at it more in that optimistic angle.
Yeah.
Keep trying then. Yeah, they are. You're right. It's just very little.
I'm not getting a whole lot of cooperation out of it.
Trying to keep them wet. Once it makes its way all the way to the top, it should have cleaned.
Yeah, it made a complete rotation. So.
Yeah. Yeah, there was no way that we were going to do that with it in the car, huh?
No.
Yeah, it's at the top now. Bunch of crud come out of this one here too. I think if we just get some towels and clean this up, just keep working it, keep working it, keep working it, I think we'll be all right. What do you think?
I think so.
I feel like we're
paying attention, but it looks like the lifters are moving.
Yeah, I'll spray those too. We're definitely better than where we were yesterday. So now that we've got this engine pretty much turning over from the back on the flywheel here, we're getting a little bit closer to being able to put it back in the car and see what we've got. Now we wanted to go ahead and address a broken off head bolt while we had it out. We tried a little bit of heat on it, that didn't seem to do the trick, so we ended up being able to weld a nut to the top side of the bolt there and then just being able to unscrew it from there. We did replace our old rusted out oil filter as well as putting new oil down into the oil pan, so now there's nothing left to do but just get this motor put back in the car and hopefully she turns over under her own power after setting up for over 40 years. Yeah, that's good. Even the lifters, all that stuff seems to be working fine.
Yep.
Ain't turning over super fast, but that may just be how that starter's geared, and it may still be a little stiff.
I bet it is still a little stiff.
I'll just keep running with it. Just a second. Okay, yeah, I just want to make sure those things. That would be the only one. I want to make sure it's going back down. I hear a little bit of a noise, but I'm hoping it's just these lifters dropping back down. right, let me clean these out and then kind of let them soak down with some more transmission fluid.
Okay.
All right.
Getting faster.
Yeah, it is. Well, what's the oil look? Oil level. I should have filled this filter up, hopefully,
Right.
if the oil pump's working. Crazy how well
We're
it's
just a hair above full, so
Okay.
not much. Enough that we're safe. I mean, it's not like over full.
crazy how well those cylinders cleaned up for what they look like to begin with.
Right, yeah.
We want to go ahead and start putting the heads back on it then? Well, I guess we need to clean up the valves, make sure they're not sticking and stuff.
Right. Make sure those parts are working, and then
Once the valves, make sure they're not sticking, clean up the bottom side of them, pop them on there, and then put the intake and the distributor on it, I guess.
yeah.
Might see her try to do something today. I mean, I guess it's already made one advancement.
Right.
So this is going to be the head that's going to set down on top of the block, on top of the pistons there. And as you guys can tell, is extremely rusted up here on these valves. Now, once these cars have set for a long time, it's very normal for these valves to just be stuck. Sometimes they'll be stuck open, sometimes they'll be stuck closed. What we've done is we've been spraying it up on the top side here because all these valves were closed. We've been spraying it with some PB Blaster, letting it set. And what we'll typically do is just take a little hammer, hit it on these springs here. And normally if you hit it and it's sticking, it'll just go out and then the valve will stay open. And this one, in this case, it looks like all of these aren't actually stuck. So we should be able to get away with just kind of cleaning this head up a little bit, putting it back on top of the engine, put our intake on there, and see if she just tries to fire off after that. Don't act like we're getting any fire, does it? I bet we're not sparking at the, I bet it's this coil. That thing looks rough.
Yeah, it's rough.
Which we probably have a coil we can use off something else. Go ahead. Not a speck of spark. I know I'm getting hot because I'm running it straight here to the off the battery there. So
I think I seen a coil in the toolbox.
let's try to switch that out first, I guess. Still no sparking. Go ahead. Nothing. I may not have had a good connection here. Yeah, we got a good connection everywhere. We just ain't getting nothing. Nope. And I don't know if that coil's any count either. It should be.
Right, I don't either.
Try it again. Nope. Let me make sure we're getting power down there. Yeah, we're getting juice down to the points there. But we're not sparking. A little bit.
It's a point, saying yeah.
Go ahead again. There it goes.
Yep. Had a little trash in there.
Trying to put it back together, I guess. Got it. Give her another little drink, I guess. Probably don't take much to make it pop off.
All right, ready? I mean, that's not even
trying, is it? So new day here, and it doesn't seem like we're making a lot of headway. We've been fighting just about every kind of different problem on this engine so far. We pulled the carburetor off just to check it out and found that it was just packed full of a lot of trash as well. So once we got that all cleaned out, we were able to dump a little bit more fuel and allow it to get down into the intake and into the cylinders. She just still doesn't want to fire off of that. So we went ahead and checked all of our rockers and our valves to make sure everything was adjusted right on that. Everything seems to look pretty good on that side. Now on the ignition side, as far as spark, it seems like we've got our points sparking pretty good. We had to put a new coil on here, but when we pulled the spark plug out just to check it one more time, we noticed a pretty big issue here. So it looks like the piston has actually hit the bottom of this spark plug here. So apparently these weren't the right spark plugs, and it's a little bit too long. So we ran to town, got the right spark plugs in here, we think. Gonna turn it over one more time. Hopefully that'll be the whole issue, and she'll crank up and run for us.
Yep.
Come on. Get a little more drink. It's close. That's a lot more than what we've had before.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if, you know, I know it wasn't an idea to reuse those head gaskets for sure, but we didn't have no choice, being that finding them is almost impossible.
Right.
But we could be losing compression
so that's
out
what
of
I
the
was
head
thinking, yeah.
gaskets.
So we could check that and see. I mean,
Or it could be those rings. I mean, the motor was stuck. One of those rings, a couple of those rings are stuck too if it don't have no compression. We've had them before where they'd be right on the verge, and that's what it was. Let's try it one more time. Yeah, let's pull the plugs, check the compression. That way we can at least rule that in or rule it out, you know?
Right. I mean, it's not that big a deal to check it, so.
Yeah, if we're not getting any compression, that'll be a big issue we're gonna have to address.
Right.
I'll go grab that thing. Yeah.
75, maybe 80-ish.
That's pretty bad.
Try it again.
Yeah, that ain't good.
No.
Let's check this front one.
Oh, wow.
35?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be the problem right there. Wow.
Between 30 and 35. That's not.
Yeah, I think this thing is supposed to have around 160 probably. On a good motor, you know. It would probably crank on 100 PSI, I would think.
Yeah.
At least try more than it is now. Let's check this side. Maybe it'll just be, it might just be that side, that one head gasket. We know we ain't got any valves that are sticking open, so we can kind of rule that out. But it could still be a valve that's not seating real great, you know. Just because it's closing doesn't mean it's sealing off the greatest. Similar to the other one?
Yeah, maybe close to 60.
No, that was closer. Oh yeah, it was. What was this one back here? It was 75.
75,
so yeah, that's been the highest one, and it was a worse looking piston.
Yeah. Well, just shy of 60. So.
So we got 75, 30, and shy of 60, huh?
Yep. If this one's the right number, I'm gonna holler bingo.
Yeah, 45.
45. One more time. Yep.
What was that one?
45.
Let me put some oil in here and see if it'll help loosen. If it's like a stuck ring, that oil will kind of help maybe loosen it up.
So the two front ones were
very low.
Very low. And while the back ones are very low, the front ones are almost non-existent.
I got us up around 110, 115.
Yeah.
Try it again. See if it'll hold it. Not really, huh?
No, about 95.
Huh. Back down, ain't it?
Yep, back down to 70. So we're losing it.
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
I think we're just going to have to keep going around these things, kind of oiling them and hoping that it, you know, if it is a stuck ring, it'll break loose and build up a little more compression, because I don't think that thing's ever going to even try more than it is right now to crank, especially as slow as it's spinning over.
Yeah.
If you could get it to spin over faster, but I mean, the only way you're going to do that would be pull starting or push starting it, and without a wheel, that makes that pretty much impossible.
Mm-hmm.
So we went ahead and pulled these plugs back out just to check the compression on it, and I'm glad that we did. I mean, the numbers we are getting are just extremely low for this engine. Typically, if this motor was in tip-top shape, running the way it should, you'd be looking at 165 pounds of pressure on the combustion there, and we are only getting as much as 30 on the low end on this motor right here. So it could be those head gaskets. We did reuse the old head gaskets. The only reason why we did that is because we couldn't find any locally around here, and it was just going to take too long to get them in to get this video out to you guys. So it could be that the head gasket's allowing the pressure to seep out somewhere, or it could be that the rings are stuck on some of these pistons. So we also know the motor was locked up. That's very typical for these rings to stay in and not allowing it to build up pressure like that. So we're going to try to just put oil in these cylinders, keep turning it over. Hopefully the pressure builds up, and then we'll just try to crank it again if we get better pressure after that. Tried there at first, didn't it?
I thought it was going to.
It just don't have enough compression. It
more.
fired off when we had that oil in the top of it, but after that it kind of stopped. So after we put a little bit of oil down in these cylinders, the compression come up just a little bit, but we're still only at 60 on this one. Our top piston compression was 100 at this back one right here, and then we're around 85 on both of these, so still extremely low compression. We pumped a couple squirts of oil down in there just to help it build up a little bit more compression, since how we think it's probably going to be these rings here, and that's why I tried to start off at the beginning there. So we could probably pull the plugs out again, squirt a little bit of oil in there. I think if this thing would ever start up and run and let it build up some heat, those rings would pop back into place and we'd build up a lot more compression there. So, but we're just fighting it turning over too slow. We're fighting just no compression at that point too. So I guess we'll just keep trying on it. Worst case scenario, just give up.
Sounds like it's close, it's just not there.
I think if you it's spinning over faster.
Yeah. I think if we could ever get it to where the compression was there and instantly it was hitting it again.
Yeah.
Right now it's taking too long to get from compression to compression on the same cylinder.
Yeah, push starting is kind of out of the question.
Yeah.
Push or pull starting it. Huh. Think that'll work?
Kind of strange, but yeah, it should work.
Question is, how hard is it going to be to pull it? You got it in gear?
Get it in gear. What gear you want it in? Whatever one I can get it in.
Maybe first, I don't know. I don't know what's going to make it pull the easiest.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. Motor never even, I mean the valve didn't even
I'll spin
move
it
or
over.
nothing, no.
You sure it's in gear? It spun easy down here, that's for sure. That'll work if we can get it.
Yeah. Let's see, that's first. Yeah, that's gonna be first.
Just try a different one.
Okay.
Just.
Okay.
It feels like it's in something. Ready? It's not spinning nothing,
there's
is it?
nothing that's...
Well, you know this thing's got that free-wheeled transmission in it, so I don't know, we might try, there's like a little lever in between the seat there. So it looks like it's pulled now. Maybe? Try it one more time.
This looks like something you'd do with a little kid's car, an SSP.
Be so cool if it works, though. I heard something in the transmission,
yeah, I heard
though.
something, yeah. It sounded like something kind of
Slipping.
dragging, yeah.
Sounds like the clutch is slipping. Huh.
But as far as
That ain't doing nothing.
the lifters are, yeah, I mean,
I wonder,
valves.
let me see something real quick. I wonder if our transmission's shot. You got it in gear still?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Try a different gear. It should spin here.
Okay.
It's spinning a little bit. Not much though. Still in that gear?
Yep.
Why am I able to spin it?
I don't know.
If I go backwards, I can hear it in that transmission.
yeah.
Dragging. It ain't even spinning forward now.
Right.
That clutch is slipping or something. Something's messed up inside that
I
transmission.
bet. And I started to say, it could be something that may be the reason it was out where it was at. It could have been running when it was there, but not driving.
Well, I guess that was worth the shot. I think it would have worked if it would have.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, it would have gave you enough spin to
to spin it over a little faster.
Yeah.
The same thing as pull or push starting it, just in the air. Well guys, I hate to say it, but I think we've made it about as far as we can with the time frame that we're working with on this car. It has come a long ways. When we pulled it out of the woods, we really didn't know anything about this car or what to expect until we got up underneath the hood. Popping open the hood and finding a huge rat nest, well that's never fun as your first obstacle to have to jump over. Once we got everything cleaned up out from underneath the hood, we found out that this thing was just stuck just like the rest of them. Fortunately, it wasn't as bad on the top end, but once we got the heads off and seen what the pistons looked like, they were just super rusty. So we had to pull this block out. We were able to get on the flywheel and get it to turn over inch by inch until it was finally able to turn over on its own. From that point, we went ahead and reinstalled all the parts back onto the block, including the original head gaskets and the intake gasket as well, simply because these parts are really hard to find. And when you do find them, they're 3 to 4 weeks out, and that just wasn't going to work for us at this time. Now that we got this thing turning over by the starter, it would get really close to wanting to fire up, but we pulled the plugs and found out that it has really low compression. So more than likely that's going to be some stuck rings in there, not allowing it to build up the pressure it needs to, or it could even be them old head gaskets. If we were able to push or pull start this car, it would spin over a lot quicker, probably break those rings up and allow it to fire up and then begin to build up pressure after that. But seeing that we only have 3 wheels and the other wheel is still stuck out in the woods, we had to determine something of how we could do that. We hooked a tow strap around the front wheel, put it in gear, pulled it by hand, but unfortunately it seems like the transmission had some damage to it as well. So unfortunately guys, we hate to feel defeated on anything, but sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, and I guess sometimes you just got to take a break from them and come back later. So we hope that you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring that bell, and we'll see you on the next one. She died on me. She's a runner, huh?